So you're looking to move to Charlotte, North Carolina or the surrounding areas, but you don't know where to start. Well, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to highlight your 6 steps that you should probably take before making the move to Charlotte, North Carolina. And stick around to the very end because I'm going to give you a bonus tip that's going to help keep you ahead of the rest of the competition in the real estate market. If you're looking for everything to know about Charlotte, North Carolina, the good, the bad, and everything in between, you've come to the right place. Be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay on top of everything Charlotte, even the things you didn't know you need to know. In addition, if you hit that notification button, you'll be the first to know about all market changes and everything Charlotte. Now, I'm 𝗖𝗁 𝗨𝘀. I'm a local real estate agent to the area servicing North and South Carolina. And every day I am getting calls, emails, text messages from people just like you looking to move to the area. Well, if that's you, whether it's 9 days or 90 days, whether you're moving across town or across the country, please reach out, shoot me a text, an email, or give me a call. I'd be happy to help you make your move everything you want it to be. So let's dive in for today. 6 things that you need to know before moving to Charlotte. I'm going to walk you through what steps you need to take to make sure you make a great move. Number 1, consider the city as a whole. As you are starting to look at where to move, you might know you want to move to the region, but start considering things like affordability of the housing. What is the education system like? What are the schools like? What are the taxes? What kind of employment options are there? And what are the crime rates? I know I've done several videos on this channel about different suburbs of Charlotte. Definitely go take a look at some of them because I go into a lot of detail on all of those aspects. As you're starting to dig in to figure out which town, community, or neighborhood is best for you in and around Charlotte, this is one of the best places to start. Once you've honed in on some of your best or most favorite locations, then you can start diving a little bit deeper to create the best plan. Now, one thing that I will mention, it varies throughout the city and area. So for example, if you look at Charlotte as a whole, it's got a lot of subsets or sub-neighborhoods within Charlotte that all have their own bustling communities. So these can have different crime rates, different price ranges for houses. So be sure to take that in mind before completely omitting or saying heck yeah to Charlotte as a whole when it comes to the city. Other suburbs outside of Charlotte, such as Rock Hill, South Carolina, Fort Mill, South Carolina, Cornelius, Davidson, Denver, Harrisburg, all of these areas are other towns just on the outskirts and have their own numbers, not only from the economy and that standpoint, but also from crime rates to schools and other such pieces. So make sure you look at all of those before you make your final decision. Now, the second thing you're going to want to do as you're starting to look to make the move is to consider your lifestyle. That's right. Going in the center of Charlotte, right in the city, might not be ideal for you. You might not want a bustling nightlife. You might want to be a little bit more private and secluded or have some more trees and mature neighborhoods. Or you could be the complete opposite. Maybe you want the nightlife. You want the bustling bars and neighborhoods and walkability. Well, consider that as you're starting to look at your location. Charlotte, again, we've got so many different neighborhoods that offer a variety of different types of lifestyle. You have so much to choose from. We've got that champagne taste with the Bud Light budget, right? Well, there are some wonderful in-betweens that we can find a compromise and make sure that that's the right location for you. Some of the top things that I recommend considering when looking at lifestyle is how far of a commute do you want? Make sure you take a look at what time of day are you going to be commuting? What does that actually look like? Do you enjoy outdoor activities, parks, biking? Do you want to be closer to the lake? Like I said earlier, nightlife, going out, bars, restaurants. Do you want to be close to them or do you just want to have them within driving distance? And last but not least, how close do you want to be to friends and family? Now, if you're moving across the country, you might be moving here because your friends and family are here, but you don't want to be in the same neighborhood, right? Just far enough that they can drive home, but they can still drop by for a visit. I understand that. But if you are moving across the country, sometimes that means you're not going to have family support and you're making new friends. How are you going to do that? How close do you want to be to other communities and neighborhoods? How do you want to get involved? All these are things that you might want to take a look at before making the move. Number 3, Make sure you have a timeline. That's right. I am a planner for some things, not for everything. But when it comes to moves or making a big change, I know that having a timeline is one of the best places to start. Now, what I mean by a timeline is if you're looking to purchase a home, you need to understand you're going to need at least 2 weeks minimum to find the home, potentially, and it's going to take a minimum of 30 days to close on that property. Now, if you're trying to juggle selling another home or finding a rental or any of that, you want to make sure you've given yourself enough time to do exactly what you want to do, which is find the right home, find the right location. Have a timeline that you can set up that has a little bit of flexibility. Not everything goes according to plan. I'm going to tell you right now, in real estate, not everything goes to plan. So ensure that you have enough time, availability, and focus to make sure you can make the move without super stressing out. Number 4, enlist the help of a real estate agent sooner than you think you need them. That's right. I've gotten phone calls before. I told you at the beginning of this video, whether it's 9 days or 90 days, and it is so true. I've gotten calls from clients of mine who were not clients at the time that said, hey, we're landing on a flight on Sunday and it's Friday afternoon. Can we go see some houses? We really need to move now. This has to happen. Now, while I love being able to help families like that to make sure that we can help them make that move, it makes it more stressful for you. So sometimes you do get those job transfers last minute. I totally get it. But if you're planning on making this move, start to talk to and actually research and find the right agent for you before you put boots on the ground. Now, one of the biggest questions I get is, okay, 𝗖𝗀, that's great, but how do I find the right agent? Well, I get it. There's thousands of agents in the region. How do you know you got the right one? First off, find out a little bit about the agent. Do a little bit of research. Reviews are a great way for you to find a great agent, and don't be turned off if an agent has a 4.9 rating on Zillow. Take a look at how many of those reviews they have, how many are glowing, and how many of them that maybe weren't as great, how did they respond? Because I have noticed, of course, I'm sure you have as well, Yelp and other such sites are great places for people to just vent. So sometimes they're not always perfect, but what you will find is a lot of times, most of those reviews are going to be stellar. And you want to make sure to find an agent that people have also expressed have helped people out of a pickle, a bind, or just made the process far smoother than it could have potentially been without them. The other piece to this is finding a real estate agent that's knowledgeable. Take a look at their social media. Take a look at homes that they've sold in various areas. Do they have experience? Have they been around a while? Just because an agent has been in business for 25 years, which they will talk about, it does not mean that they are experienced. Perhaps they've only sold 4 or 5 homes in the last year. What I can tell you is agents that are consistently in the market, consistently selling homes, it means they know the market, they're going to be able to best advise you on how to negotiate the deal, and in all likelihood, they know the other agent on the other side of the transaction, which will help you as a buyer because they've already built rapport. And lastly, what does your gut tell you? That's right. Call and talk to some of the agents in the area. See how the fit is. Do they have the right personality? Do they have the right knowledge? Are they answering your questions thoroughly and providing you the information that you need? I work with a ton of people that are moving into town and they don't know anything about Charlotte. So what I feel is it's my job to not only inform you about Charlotte and find out from you what you desire to help you find what we talked about in number 1. What areas are going to best suit you and your family and your needs and desires. If you find an agent that your gut says, you know what, they're the right fit, they're helping me, and they're really attentive and available, that is going to be a huge green flag in my book to go ahead and move forward. Side note, I would love to help you if you're making the move to Charlotte, and I'd be happy to answer any of these questions for you. Number 5. Be really specific with what you're looking for in a home and location. Now, I know it's great to say we're open to anything, but anything also means everything, and let's face it, everything is not actually going to work. What I usually recommend to most of my clients is pick your top 5 items, your non-negotiables. In most cases, a list of 20 things that you want in a house are not going to happen. But if you can focus on the things that are non-changing, meaning you can't move the location, you can't change most of the structure of the home, the size, whether or not you want a backyard, these are all things that you need to let your agent know but you yourself need to get specific on. So not only the house, but also get specific on what you want from a location. What I will tell you is some people don't really know what specific location they want in an area of Charlotte or the surrounding areas because they don't know it yet. So if you have specifics on the type of area that you're looking for, your educated agent will be able to pinpoint exactly the locations that might suit you and not only do video tours for you, which is what we do on our team, but can also take you there and drive through the neighborhoods and give you a little bit more information so you actually have all of what you need to make your decision. And 6, last but not least, number 6, get your pre-approval sooner than later. A lot of people hold their breath and say, well, I'm not going to get a pre-approval because I don't want it to touch my credit, and I'll get one when I find the house that I want. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Appropriately priced houses in our market, regardless of what the market is doing, are still selling. In fact, multiple offers are still happening, which is wonderful. But what I can tell you is you're going to miss out on the perfect home if you blink your eyes if you do not have your pre-approval. In North Carolina, yes, you can make an offer without a pre-approval, but there is absolutely no way a seller is going to accept it without one because they don't know if you actually have the ability to purchase it. So when you're going ahead to get a pre-approval, I do recommend, yes, get a pre-approval from multiple lenders. That's okay. When you do this at the same time or within a short span of time, creditors are not going to consistently hit your credit. They see that you are shopping for a lender to purchase a home, and it's not going to hurt your credit. So don't worry about that. Honestly, it's going to hit at about 4 points, but I will say it's like a Tempur-Pedic mattress. It goes in and then it pops right back out. So it's not going to be permanent. What I will tell you is a pre-approval is way better than a pre-qualification. The reason why I recommend a pre-approval, they're actually going to look at your tax records, your pay stubs, your W-2s, all of your debt, and say, here's a piece of paper. On this paper, it says that when you find the house that you want and when it appraises, we've got the money waiting for you. On the flip side, a pre-qualification does not do that. Pre-qualifications basically say, you verbally told us what you make, we've checked your credit score. If everything else actually works out, we could potentially give you this amount of money. The problem is that can get you into a major pickle here in North Carolina where we do require, I say require, sellers will not accept your offer without it. They want a down payment or due diligence is what we call it. This money is non-refundable from the seller back to you as the buyer. And if your loan falls through, you don't get it back. So we want to set you up for success. We have some wonderful lenders that we work with in the area that'll take you by the hand, not like a number, but like a person, and guide you through the process. When you get this pre-approval, the doors are open to you and you can make an offer at the drop of a hat. So here's my bonus tip. Negotiation is a real thing. Make sure when you're talking to your agent that you talk about options for negotiation because everything is negotiable in real estate. You want the sofa? Let's talk about it. You want some money off of the house? Let's talk about it. You want to offer over asking so you can ask for some money for closing? Let's talk about it. There are so many different ways that you can go ahead and get into a home, still making it a win-win situation for both you and the seller. I would love to talk about it. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days across town or across the country, I'd love to help you make it the smoothest process possible. Give me a call, a text, an email. All my contact information is below. Let's help you get to Charlotte, North Carolina. Until our next video, I look forward to showing you guys around town.